What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tuck here. Today we're going to be playing some Firewatch. First things first. Okay. If you didn't get to read that, pause the video, like, and subscribe while you pause it, and then read it. So, new game. I had one of my friends play it to tell me if it was good or not, so. Boulder, Colorado, 1975. You see Julia. Oh, you click on things. She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grade students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. You're drunk. What would a drunk person say? You're pretty. She says coolly, you are not. You are a future hangover. What? You reply, confused. Someone should buy you a cheeseburger, she says. She flags down a waiter, and 1 week later, you're Julia's boyfriend. Okay, here we go. Pick up things. Okay. This is my truck. This is a small truck, actually. Am I stuck? Okay, I gotta go around here. You date her for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. It's always great. You move in, you share an apartment near two schools with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink beer just about anywhere. Life is good. Julia wants to get a dog. A scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia is in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German Shepherd. Not bad. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while walking this dog. It's a bad. Had to bleep that out there. This is a hard call because she wants the beagle because she loves it and she wants to take it with class, but nothing could happen to her if we adopt the shepherd. We'll go with what she wants. Bucket's a good dog, and a week later you've totally forgotten about the other one. Julia loves him. You love him too. This is like, I think this game's supposed to be sad, as what my friend told me. You talk out on the deck. It's summer, 9:30 p.m., and the heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids? She asked. I can't read. Kids, they're not very smart. Good at not or good at much. I'm saying if we had a couple little idiots. One day, why rush? She looks towards the mountains. We have plenty of time right now. Right. Speak for yourself, mister. Don't worry, you sure? You tell her she has the body of an unguarded I'm just gonna skip. I can't even read today. Okay, one day, she says. 6 months later, you get engaged, lying in bed on a Sunday morning. Okay. My friend told me there's a little hat somewhere, but I don't know where it's. Oh, there it is. He told me to pick it up. So, how do you E? Ah! Can I run? No, not yet, apparently. It's Thursday night and Julian is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried and getting angrier by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. You ignore her. You don't touch each other all night. The next day you feel guilty for being so angry and ask her about her evening. She says it was great. You hold on to a tiny pill of resentment. You make some coffee and go to work. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants for her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. Pose and flex like a He-Man. Frolic like a Victoria's Secret model. Obvi. It's not even a question. Julia was right. You're very pretty. Okay. Can I run yet? That's not it. Oh, it's R. What? Why is R to run? 1982. During the summer, you and Julia enjoy walking Bucket at night. Trying to rush because it's almost like 2 minutes. The festival in town brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. Bucket gets kicked. Bah! Dog. Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she is stressed. You confront the attacker. Scare him away. You beat his face in. Your arm gets cut, but you beat the guy to a pulp. You don't feel very tough. You cry your eyes out before the cops show up. Julia has to take a different path from that day forward. You say, okay, you don't want to go that way either. From then now on, you walk by the river. 1984. Plans out kids get waylaid by work. Julia gets offered a job in Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job. Associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. If she wants the job, we don't want to keep her from the job, so I guess we'll agree if she commutes. You ask her if she'll commute back and forth from. You don't want her to move to Connecticut. She says that that'll be hard, but she'll do it if you don't want to move. You tell her to pass it up if it's what she wants. Oh, but you better not to. She agrees, flies back to Boulder 3 times each semester. I just realized I wasn't recording, so I'll just talk over it. Some days you get the Julia. Wait, some days you get the Julia who calls you a dope. Oh, who calls you a dope and your unborn child little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes, she goes into a panic, believing her dad is at the door. You tell her family they are crushed and begin to make trips to and from their homes in Australia to visit her. For a while, your friends come by with little things to brighten the day. She gets worse. You spend your days following Julia around the house to count the seconds between 2 daily visits from Daniel the nurse. You suggest Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care. A home it sits with you for a couple months. I mean, you don't want to be separated from her, alright? But you want what's best for her. The best thing was to decide to move her to full-time care, because you can't care for her full-time. You have things to do. You have to do stuff. Like, what about his job too? He can't make money. We'll just have to move her. Okay. Alright. Let's keep going then. On the Oregon Trail. Can't you not run on this? That looked like a retarded deer. Look how he ran. He went making weird noises too. We're already at 13 minutes. Her family agrees with your decision. You find a fantastic place in Boulder and move her there. You see her every day, then every other day. You go out to the bar with your old friends. It's not the same. You get the feeling that every wife tells her husband, if you put me in a home like Henry did, I'll cut your balls off. You slowly decide not to see your old friends that much. Julia's sister, Susan, moves to Boulder to be close to her. She visits her every day. You go with her some of the time. Susan buys you an old typewriter and urges you to use it. You won't see a therapist. You won't. You always really liked Susan. Months go by, Bucket dies. Julian doesn't remember him. You tell her sometimes it takes a minute for her to lock in on you. In the back of your mind, you believe it's because you see her less and less, and seeing her less and less makes her forget you more, you think. Summer's coming and you see an ad in the paper for a job. You take it. I haven't read this much since the school ended. I haven't read all summer, except for like video game and working on my YouTube channel. It's kind of creepy. I don't think this game's supposed to be scary. Oh, oh gosh. Give me a second. I gotta recover from that.
Two Forks Tower, this is Thoroughfare Tower. Come in.
Okay. Trying to pick up radio. Hello?
Hello? Whoever this is?
It's Henry, right?
Yeah.
I'm Delilah.
Yeah, that's what the guy said on the phone.
So, what's wrong with you?
Excuse me?
People take this job to get away from something. So, what's wrong?
What's wrong with you?
That's a great idea. Go ahead.
Look, I just hiked for 2 days, so I don't really follow whatever it is you're doing right now.
You take a stab at what's wrong with me.
Fine, then can I sleep forever?
Sure, buddy. Okay, now go ahead.
You killed 3 ex-husbands. You're rebelling against mom. Nobody back home can stand you. You killed 3 ex-husbands. That's it.
You've killed 3 husbands. You're a black widow, and you're just out here until the heat dies down, and then you'll kill again.
Ooh, very good. Bravo, Henry.
Okay, I sleep now?
Not quite. Now you.
Okay, good night, bye.
Let's see. I don't know anything about you, but 9 times out of 10, folks out here simply got dumped.
Oh, is that it?
Close?
Good night.
Good night. Welcome to the job.
Okay. I think that's going to be it for the video, guys. So I'll see y'all in the next video.